Hey, going for a little drive here. Going through a little drive through the dream world. I'm really passionate about the unique differences between animals and human beings. And I think there's a lot of people that, especially these days, argue that we're simply animals and nothing more. And I find this really sad because if we're aware of our divinity, then we're aware of our liberation. We're aware that there is the potential that there is more than just being an animal here on the earth. And I think a lot of people see that as wishful thinking or religious or something that is fantastical in some way or another. But from at least my studies my entire life, I can't help but see that there's something there. And one way, so we have to look at this and analyze this for ourselves, not go by, what other people are saying, but kind of look at this for ourselves. So we look at, there's many different examples, the difference between animals and humans. The first being self-awareness. And I think that there's some species of primates that have demonstrated a certain level of self-awareness. And, I equate that to the origins of the crossroads between human and primates and byproducts of consciousness that have emerged in different shades of consciousness from that time period. That's a whole other story. But I was laying here and I was thinking how interesting it is that, if you're out walking and say a mountain lion eats you, then that's considered just normal animal behavior and a responsibility of a human being to manage. There's no blame put on the animal because it's nature. And as human beings, if another human being came and ate another human being, it's viewed dramatically differently. So why is that? Well, how is it that we could be in a society where we say that scientifically we're animals and we're not beings of spirit or anything else? And yet, if we're just animals and we have the same behavior, why is it treated completely differently? That we assume responsibility for human beings, and as human beings, that we're able to respond to the situation with awareness, consciousness. Be conscious that eating another human being or murdering another human being is not the right thing to do. So the question is how can we live in that dichotomy and still make the assumption that we're purely an animal? So my view is that this consciousness, this self-evident awareness that we're self-responsible and self-aware of our humanity, which is to be humane, which is to be compassionate or benevolent, that awareness is the path to our acknowledgement of our spirit as spiritual beings. So I think it's really important to acknowledge that we have this self-evident awareness that we're conscious and able to respond differently than animals, and that there's something unique about who we are as people. And to me, it's important because this sets us on our path of liberation. It makes us aware that we're more than just an animal, that we're a mix of divine and animal consciousness upon the planet. And with this awareness, we can start to channel that divinity more through the body into the earth and create a more harmonious and divine reality. Anyway, that's my yeah this morning. Hope you guys are having a good day. Bye.